that there will be a fair bit of movement for the new ball bowlers. A lot more grass here than in the test match.
Oh, that was painful. I think known as the lower abdomen.
Yes, the unmentionables, as they call it. This is tough. Oh, must have hurt. And remember, the ball's hard, it's new. And even if you have protection, I've known batsmen to go out there in their hurry and forget to put the protection over there.
I think we can safely assume that Grant didn't forget his protection, but he forgot to play that straight ball from Pollock, and he's out. Well, I just wonder how much the previous ball was his undoing.
Well, when you're hit in that particular position, you need to take your time to get your breath back, because it is very, very painful. It's very disconcerting. It's not easy to get your movement right. Now, look at that. There's hardly any movement. The movement has been after the ball has gone past the bat. Sean Pollock striking for South Africa. Grant Flower, who's been batting so well for Zimbabwe, is out. Zimbabwe 1 for 1.
Well, put it down. I think we'll find that came off the outside edge, the leading edge. Back to Bryson. Let's have another look.
He is playing a little too soon. Andy Flower getting that leading edge, and Rudy Bryson making a mess of that, because he did manage to turn quickly. It's difficult for fast bowlers to stop and change directions.
And a drop. Just heard the little nick. Goes for 4. Not easy at all for Richardson, the wicketkeeper. So much height on the ball.
Bryson getting the ball to bounce. Look at that bounce from this pitch. What will Alan Donald do?
Well, I was just going to say that it's a fearsome thought, isn't it, for Zimbabwe? The fact that still lurking in the wings is Alan Donald waiting. It's a better looking shot. First sign of real aggression that we've seen, and it goes all the way despite the efforts of the fielder down there. Now, is he all right? The fact that it's Jonty Rhodes means that he'll probably just bounce up like a rubber ball and get on with it. Mere mortals who crashed into a concrete wall might be a little bit bruised and battered.
Well, I'm not too sure it's such a great idea trying to stop the ball at that last stage. The ball was always beating him. Jonty Rhodes is quick. He stands also at the edge of the circle. And look at this dive now. When he dives, look at the way he slides into that concrete wall. Fortunately, only the back, not the head. And that can be painful.
That'll be safe. Deliberately played in the air and played well. No one else on the point boundary, so providing he clears the ring, that's the joy of this ruling, he is going to get runs. And Andy Waller delighted to get 4 there.
Yes, for once, Sean Pollock giving him just a bit of width. In fact, quite a bit of width, if you can see. It's short, it's wide, it's allowed Andy Waller free movement, a free swing of his arms.
And that's why, as we watch a good shot here from Andy Waller, that was short and he got hold of it nicely, and he's got 4 just front of square on the onside. Quickly into position for that hook pull shot.
Waller is a very strong outside player, and this time he got into position very early and hit it nicely from outside the off stump. And it's a good thinking, because the fielder is inside the circle. The best thing is to do just to clear the fielder. And he did nicely, controlling very nicely with his right hand.
That's beautifully played. That's a magnificent shot by Waller. He really laid bat on ball there, and away it sped through the covers. Before Gary Kirsten could move, it was into the boundary.
Smashing stroke here. He's coming forward all the time, and this was well up to him. And he really smashed that one through the covers.
Oh, brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. And if it had hit, he was out. And now they're looking for the other end. Well, what an extraordinary piece of cricket. Andy Flower is now the man that's under pressure.
Well, Andy Waller steering it to wide of Jonty Rhodes. Look at that extraordinary piece of fielding, getting his hands and transferring the ball very quickly, having a go at the stumps, missing for a change. But this time the fielder Cullinan picking up at mid-wicket, backing up, and he has a go at the bowler's end stumps. That's very quick thinking from Cullinan. And Andy Flower's bat is nowhere in the picture. I think he's got to go back.
This will be the crucial decision. This is what the umpire will look at. You won't have to look for long. Where's the red light? There it is. Well, an unfortunate end for Andy Flower, but a superb piece of cricket, starting with the brilliant fielding by Jonty Rhodes, and equally quick thinking by Daryl Cullinan. Saw Andy Flower was out of his crease, shied at the stumps, hit, and Zimbabwe lose their second wicket. Flower run out for 13. Zimbabwe are now 49 for 2.
And he's on his way. Well, very crucial man, Jonty Rhodes at mid-wicket. Whenever the batsman just tries to get after an off-spin bowler and doesn't quite get hold of it, it's a very good chance he's going to hit it in the air, and if you've got a good fielder who covers lots of ground, you're going to get plenty of wickets. So Rhodes takes the catch. Simcox, crucial breakthrough, congratulated by his team. And let's have another look.
Yeah, he was once again, as I said earlier, pre-planned stroke. And you can't beat Jonty. And Jonty's one of those guys who doesn't miss many catches. He's been fielding brilliantly. And I would say it was a straightforward catch for Jonty's class. 11 runs in 27 deliveries, 77 for 3.
That's a good connection. And that's gone way back. Well hit.
Good cricket. This one smashed him over mid-wicket. And now they got to be careful. Once you get 6 runs in for a couple of deliveries, there's no need to take a risk again. I think now they should play the normal cricket. And this one picking beautifully from off in middle and hitting it clearly over mid-wicket. Knows his strong points, and this one is picking nicely, going across. It wasn't a bad delivery, but he picked it very nicely, went across and flicked it over over square leg.
Good improvisation by Evans. We've mentioned that he's got a very good eye as a scratch golfer. Look at that, outside off stump and just dispatching it back at a square. So that's well hit. Obviously still in nick from his terrific innings the other night against India. 83 balls, it's been pretty tidy. And there it is, that's his 50. Well played, Andy Waller.
Good inning, because it wasn't very easy for him when he came into bat. The ball was seeming, moving and doing all sort of things. And South African bowlers bowled very well. And he applied himself, and he's doing a wonderful job for his country.
Obviously would have been under a lot of pressure at selection before this game, but they showed his worth to the selectors.
This is how one should play a pull shot.
He's gone straight through him. Andy Waller once again, his technique letting him down, and Rudy Bryson gets his first international wicket for South Africa. And isn't he happy? Handshakes from the captain, the team comes around and congratulate him. He's a very popular man, is Rudy Bryson. Good team man. And Andy Waller makes his lonely way back to the pavilion. And this is why.
It's a quick delivery, and I don't think Waller had time to really get into that stroke. The ball came in also slightly outside the off stump. And what a way to get your first wicket. 52 good runs in 86 deliveries, 100 for 4.
Well, that was beautifully picked up.
There's no protection for Hansi Cronje on the onside. So if the ball's drifting onto the pads, he's asking for trouble, and the Zimbabwe captain has given him that. Nicely hit.
He's forced that through. Not a totally convincing shot, but he got bat on ball, and it races away for 4 runs between mid-off and extra cover.
Well, when he pitched it up, Craig Evans was there, played on the up. Wasn't a half volley, you can see from here. Played on the up, just a little bit of width. That's exactly what Craig Evans was looking for. He's been sent in just to do that job, try and hit the ball.
Pollock it is. And it's up in the air, straight up in the air. There's fieldsman underneath it. Sensibly, the bowler calls. Pollock takes the catch, and Craig Evans is on his way. So Evans tried pretty hard for Zimbabwe tonight. He's on his way now. Just didn't quite come to grips with the pace attack from South Africa. And they certainly kept the ball very much in their own half, always forcing him on the back foot. Let's have another look. Evans not in the right position to try that shot. It was always going to go up in the air. Pollock screaming, mine, mine, as Rhodes comes in and takes the catch. So good calling from Sean Pollock, and Evans is on his way for 19. Zimbabwe 125 for 5. That's well struck. And 4.
Yes, that's the gap we were talking about just now, between mid-on and the square mid-wicket. Houghton's been looking for it. Had that shot nicely under control. Although he's hit across the line of the ball, he hasn't slogged it. He's watched it all the way onto the bat and placed first.
This is controlled hitting.
That's a mighty blow. That's 6. Well, Dave Houghton's been trying to play that shot. He picked that one up absolutely perfectly and enjoying the slightly less pace of Hansi Cronje.
And he's hit it towards his supporters. One would call that a slap sweep shot.
That's a good shot. Perfectly into the gap. Well timed, 4 runs.
Orthodox cover drive. There have been precious few half volleys given by the South African bowlers. Here's one of them. Lovely full flow of the bat through the line of the ball. It races past extra cover for 4. No chance of saving it.
Oh, flicked away, 4 runs. Really travelled down past Dave Richardson. Klusner annoyed with himself, straying down the leg side.
Well, this is exactly what I mean. Look at him moving in towards the off stump, and when that ball was pitched on his pads, just tickling it away for a boundary. This is experience. He didn't try to hit it too hard, just knew that he had to get a tickle, just had to get a little bit of bat onto it to get runs.
Shouldn't get away with that. It's Jonty Rhodes. Who else? Well, the ball seems to follow him, and he rarely disappoints. That's a disappointed man, though. Mr. Campbell out, caught by Rhodes, the bowling of Cronje for 30.
I'd be interested in seeing the slow motion action replay when he falls down, whether he grounds the ball or whether he has, there you are, very, very nicely done. Turning his palms over at the right moment to ensure that the ball doesn't touch the ground. Zimbabwe 176 for 6.
Here he is in the full side. Beautifully turned away. Well, with this ruling that you can have to have 4 men inside the circle, it does leave gaps, and it's just a question of where you leave them and whether the batsman can exploit them. And certainly if Klusner bowls down there, runs should follow.
Well, this is not clever thinking from Klusner. If you go wide of the crease and angle the ball into the batsman, you're asking for trouble.
Beautifully played. Little in position early. I'm not sure whether he's wired for sound to Sunil Gavaskar, but realising that there wasn't much change to be had hitting straight and getting the full toss. And away it goes. Extraordinary shot.
Yes, this is an extraordinary shot because the way he's gone, it's as if he's playing an off spinner.
How do you set a field for that?
Well, you can't, but that's exactly what the Zimbabwe batsman must be doing. Doesn't look good on the screen, doesn't look very elegant, but it's effective. He's just trying to roll it along towards deep fine leg because there is a fielder in the circle at fine leg. Not quite the direction in which it was intended, but it still got him 4 runs.
Houghton stepping across. Extraordinary shot. Rather reminiscent of Viv Richards at his peak. 48 overs bowled, 205 for 6. Look at that. Straight down the ground.
He does play that shot very well. Just transfers his weight onto the back foot, just makes an initial movement, waits there for the ball to be delivered. There you see, making just a little bit of room and then hitting it over mid-on.
Shot of a strong man. Super shot. And that's his 50. A wonderful performance from Dave Houghton. 221 for 6, and that is a total that is more or less entirely founded on the man who's occupying your screen now, David Houghton.
And this time he's gone over mid-off. Once again, a shot of class and experience. 52 or 42 balls, he's made it look so simple. Played with a straight bat most of the time. He's played cricketing shots most of the time with a straight bat. Occasionally used the pace of the ball.
Winning position for that very early on and forces it through. 4 more runs.
See how straight this bat has come even for this shot. All that he's done is that he's transferred his weight onto the back foot. And now this is a straight bat. It's not a cross-batted shot. He's picked it up. It's a slower one, the off spinner. He's just making a little bit of room to play it over mid-wicket. Terrific cricket shot.
That's how Zimbabwe got to 226 for 6, and those of you who want to